the storm she'd unleash. From day one, she didn't just meet those expectations.
I've been saying it for years. I keep telling everybody she's the Steph Curry of women's basketball, college or pro. She is a superstar.
Up in time, Clark for the win!
As the season progressed, Clark's passing prowess reached new heights. She hit 100 assists in 12 games and 200 assists in 26 games.
3.6 assists and 2.3 steals per game.
Caitlin Clark is not just a basketball player. She's a force of nature, a cultural shift, a generational phenomenon who has already begun reshaping the entire landscape of the WNBA, and she's only just getting started. Before Caitlin, women's basketball existed largely in a parallel universe to the NBA, celebrated by its loyal fans but often overlooked by the mainstream. But the moment Caitlin Clark exploded onto the scene, everything changed. The way people watch, talk about, and even feel about women's basketball has undergone a transformation so sudden and so powerful that it's impossible to ignore. Overnight, the arenas grew louder, the jerseys sold out faster, the television ratings climbed higher, and a new energy began pulsing through the WNBA. Everyone, fans, media, players, executives can feel it, the Caitlin Clark effect. She's not just making headlines. She's breaking attendance records, shattering viewership milestones, and igniting debates across sports shows that never used to spend a minute on the WNBA. How did this happen? How did one rookie instantly command so much attention, so much passion, and create a movement that is bigger than just basketball? This isn't just about her insane deep-range threes or her electrifying court vision. It's about something deeper, something cultural, something historical. Caitlin represents a bridge between worlds, between college and pro, between casual fans and diehards, between young girls dreaming of playing ball and an entire league that desperately needed a spark. And now that spark has erupted into a wildfire. This is the story of how Caitlin Clark has changed the WNBA forever, and why things will never, ever be the same again. The rise of Caitlin Clark is not just a basketball story. It is a story of cultural evolution, timing, talent, and an unshakable belief in the power of women's sports to matter on the grandest stage. To truly understand how Caitlin changed the WNBA forever, we need to go back to where it all began. West Des Moines, Iowa. Born into a sports-loving family, Caitlin displayed an uncanny passion for competition from an early age. She wasn't just playing basketball, she was studying it, living it, breathing it. By the time she hit high school, Caitlin was already rewriting record books and drawing national attention for her scoring prowess, court awareness, and fearless shooting. When she chose to attend the University of Iowa, many questioned whether staying close to home would limit her exposure compared to traditional powerhouse programs like UConn or South Carolina. But Caitlin didn't just put Iowa on the map. She turned it into the center of the college basketball universe. Night after night, game after game, she delivered performances that bordered on mythical. 30-point triple-doubles, logo threes, clutch assists, and moments of pure brilliance that sent crowds into a frenzy. Her competitive fire, combined with an effortless charisma, turned Caitlin into a sensation, not just within Iowa, but across America. As Caitlin shattered NCAA scoring records and led Iowa to back-to-back Final Four appearances, something extraordinary began to happen. ESPN ratings for women's college basketball exploded. Merchandise sales soared. Social media buzzed with highlight reels of her jaw-dropping plays. And perhaps most importantly, young girls and boys across the country saw Caitlin as a new kind of hero. Proof that women's basketball could be just as thrilling, just as inspiring, and just as mainstream as anything happening in the men's game. By the time she declared for the WNBA draft, Caitlin wasn't just a highly anticipated prospect. She was the event. The 2024 WNBA draft shattered viewership records, and Clark's selection by the Indiana Fever sent shockwaves through the league. The Fever's ticket sales spiked overnight. The WNBA, recognizing the moment, scheduled more Fever games on national TV than ever before. And suddenly, the league found itself at the center of conversations it had long fought to be a part of. But Caitlin's impact goes even deeper than just numbers. She has forced a cultural reckoning about the way women athletes are covered, marketed, and celebrated. In the past, WNBA players had to fight for every inch of media space, every dollar of endorsement money, every ounce of respect. Caitlin's arrival brought instant mainstream attention, and with it, new opportunities for everyone. Brands that had once overlooked the WNBA scrambled to sign partnerships. Networks invested more heavily in production. Casual fans who had never watched a WNBA game tuned in, initially out of curiosity about Clark, but soon finding themselves falling in love with the intensity and skill of the league. Players across the league have recognized the shift. 2. Some veterans welcomed the boost, seeing Caitlyn's popularity as a rising tide that lifts all boats. Others felt a natural tension, the sense that years of hard work were finally being recognized, but that the spotlight was at least initially disproportionately focused on one newcomer. And yet, even among critics, there is a grudging acknowledgement. Caitlyn Clark has created a new era. The WNBA today is more talked about, more debated, and more passionately followed than at any time in its history. And Caitlyn is at the center of that storm. Off the court, Clark's influence is just as profound. She's unapologetically confident, yet respectful of those who paved the way. She's embraced her role as a lightning rod for attention while never losing sight of the bigger mission, growing the game for everyone. She speaks with passion about inspiring the next generation, advocating for better facilities, pay, and opportunities for female athletes. And in doing so, she's become a face of change, not just for her team or her league, but for an entire movement. Importantly, Caitlyn's rise has coincided with larger societal trends that have accelerated her impact. The explosion of women's sports coverage, the push for gender equity in media, and the growing appetite among younger audiences for authentic, passionate athletes have all created a perfect storm. Caitlyn didn't create these currents, but she has become their most visible embodiment, a symbol of how far women's sports have come and how much further they can still go. As the 2025 WNBA season unfolds, the Caitlyn Clark phenomenon shows no signs of slowing down. Sellout crowds follow her from city to city. Young fans clamor for autographs. Opposing players bring their best games against her, recognizing that a matchup with Caitlyn is no ordinary night. It's a national event. Every shot she takes, every pass she threads, every moment she commands on the court reverberates far beyond the arena walls. Looking ahead, the possibilities are staggering. As Caitlyn continues to evolve as a player, refining her skills, adjusting to the pro game, and growing her leadership, she has the potential not just to be the greatest player of her generation, but to be a transformative figure whose impact extends across sports, media, and culture. If the first months of her pro career are any indication, Caitlyn Clark isn't just changing the WNBA. She's redefining what's possible. The league, the fans, and the world are witnessing history in real time. In a few years, when the WNBA is even bigger, even more mainstream, and even more respected, people will look back at this moment, at Caitlyn Clark's arrival, as the turning point. The day the WNBA wasn't just growing, it was exploding. This is the Caitlyn Clark era, and it's only just begun. If you're as excited about the future of the WNBA as we are, now is the perfect time to jump in and be part of history. Caitlyn Clark's journey is more than just a sports story. It's a movement. And every time you tune into a game, buy a jersey, or share a highlight, you're helping that movement grow stronger. At True WNBA, we're dedicated to bringing you all the biggest moments, the deepest breakdowns, and the true stories behind this incredible new era of women's basketball. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of this historic rise. From buzzer beaters to career milestones, from off-court impact to on-court dominance, we're here to document it all, and we want you with us for every step of the journey. Share this video with your friends who love basketball, tell your family members about the new stars changing the game, and help us spread the word that the WNBA is the place to be right now. Caitlyn Clark has ignited a revolution, but it's up to all of us to keep the fire burning, be part of the movement, support the league, celebrate the players, witness the future. Because what's happening right now isn't just good for women's basketball, it's good for sports, period. Thank you for watching and supporting True WNBA. We're just getting started covering the most electrifying era in WNBA history, and with Caitlyn Clark leading the charge, the future has never looked brighter. Remember, this is more than just a player making headlines. This is a cultural shift that will be felt for generations. So stick with us as we continue to tell the true stories behind the highlights, the records, the rivalries, and the unforgettable moments that define this league. If you enjoyed today's deep dive into Caitlin Clark's impact, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow basketball fans. Let's build a community of fans who recognize greatness and who are ready to stand up and celebrate it. Together, we can make sure that the voices of these incredible athletes are heard loud and clear. This is true WNBA, where history is happening every single day. We'll see you in the next video.